Welcome everyone, it's me Soul Gardener 74 and this is my June garden tour update. A lot of things have happened and changed in the garden and I'm excited to share with you guys what is growing on in the Soul Gardener's garden. Thanks so much for watching and have a blessed day. Bye bye. I think he likes me. He sits there and he looks at me and just chills. Dragonflies are so amazing. Welcome everyone, it's me Soul Gardener 74 and it is June 20th is when the summer will begin. And I don't know about y'all, but it already feels like summer here in Florida. It has felt like summer here in Florida since January. I know most of the country we're not experiencing summertime temperatures and we're still going through snow while we were out here growing tomatoes, peppers, cucumbers, onions. If you guys don't know, I live in Florida, Central Florida, Zone 9B. I can grow all 4 seasons. Summertime, I'm limited to what I can grow. I can grow a lot of peppers, I can grow a lot of sunflowers, a lot of sweet potatoes, okra, eggplants, and that's pretty much it. But the rest of the year, we can grow. So I just want to give you an update of the garden for the month of June. A lot has changed since my last May tour. A lot has changed in the garden. My garden is going on 4 months old. On the 7th, it will be 4 months old. And if you've been following me from the beginning, you know that right here, this area was nothing but sand in February when I started. With a lot of love, a lot of work, and a lot of patience, I'm able to turn it around, and it's still growing. She's young, she has a lot of growing to do, and I thank everyone who's been following me and watching her grow and me grow along with her. Thanks for watching. This is the sunflower area, and it's buzzing with bees. Like, they're over here fighting for the nectar when there's plenty to go around. And if you have a garden, you should always have a sunflower garden, like an area in your garden dedicated to only sunflowers. Why? Because the pollinators love sunflowers. I cannot keep the bees off of sunflowers, and my rudbeckies, which are black-eyed Susans, they absolutely love them. This flower is also in the sunflower family. That's why it's over here in the sunflower area, along with Mexican sunflower. But I can't keep the bees off of them, guys. So we have new additions in the garden. On this side was not filled. Last month I created this area over here with my fruit trees, which are blueberries, pink guavas, and pineapple guavas for my sister, in memory of my sister on Mother's Day. I created this bed for her. As you know, I created this entrance support with PVC pipe, and I planted chrysanthemums in hanging baskets up here. I have black-eyed Susan vine along with moonflowers that I sowed over here to trellis up on that side. I have grapes on this side to trellis on that side. As we walk through the garden, you'll see wildflowers that I planted: salvias, society garlic, more salvias, lemon bergamot, which is a wild bee balm, blanket flower, marigold, zinnias, porterweed. This is a type of daisy, zinnias, sweet potato vines, because I'm growing sweet potatoes in that pot. That was a new addition to the garden. Me spray painting that pot and planting my sunflowers. I'm sorry, my sweet potatoes in it. And this is a new addition from yesterday. So I've been growing passion vine from seed. So I brought it out here. It had been growing on my patio deck. And I'm going to train it to grow up this trellis in these two pots. So in this pot we have popcorn corn, which is an actual red small popcorn that you can stick the whole kernels in the microwave and they'll create popcorn. But also black-eyed peas will be grown in here. They're already sown because my Nana keeps stressing me about black-eyed peas. So over here we have mint and black-eyed peas as well. Some of them came up because it rained last night. They kind of push out the soil, but I'll just cover it. As you can see, they already sprouted overnight. So we're gonna have more black-eyed peas. And the reason why I planted mint was because they deter ants, and ants love to be wherever there are beans and peas so that they can put aphids on your plants. So I'm doing a trial to see if we can deter ants out of our black-eyed pea area. So over here in these cups are callaloo, and this is Jamaican greens, kind of like collards. So I am going to plant them somewhere in the garden, but I wanted to bring them out because a lot of my seed starts on my patio and carport are growing slow because they're not getting full sun. So I brought it out here to see how they would react, and they actually started growing once I brought them out here. So these beds, I removed the tomatoes that were in this bed because they just take up so much room. I have tomatoes all along the carport that I'm harvesting tomatoes from each week. So there was no need to have redundancy in the garden. So I planted bushing cucumber seeds direct sowed in here along with watermelon seeds. So we'll see how they do in this bed. The same with this one. I removed the tomatoes and I planted red scarlet runner beans here to trellis up that trellis right here. So this is one of my tomatoes that I started from a cutting off a tomato as it was getting leggy. And in these containers I have gladiosus bulbs that I planted. And then I got these barrels on Walmart clearance and spray painted this, and I planted plumeria. I had got plumeria cuttings a year ago from a manager at work, and I want fragrance in the garden, so I'm strategically growing fragrant flowers throughout the garden. But there is also sweet potato vines in here so that we can get a double whammy. So this is my turkey brown fig. I was complaining a couple days ago about my figs not producing fruit yet this year, and look what we got, guys. I'm excited. So this showed up today, and are you curious? I'm curious. See what that says? So what's in here? Okay guys, I'm gonna open it up. Yeah, I'm gonna open it up so we can see. So this is, I bought bare root pawpaw trees, but this is my first bare root any other fruit tree. So it's gonna be interesting to see if she got arms. If she ain't got no arms, I'm gonna be sad. I mean, she can grow arms, but I wanted her to come with arms. So we'll see. Okay guys, so this is what I got. I got this from Gurney's because it was on sale. They had a fruit tree sale and it was $20. So this is a plum beauty. So this is a plum tree, my first plum tree. She is self-pollinating, but I'm gonna add another plum tree to the food forest because I like to have more than one variety so that we can get multiple fruits, and the more you double up your fruit trees of the same type of different varieties, the more they'll produce. So I'm excited. This is my first large bare root now fruit tree of the season. I ordered 3 pawpaw trees, which are much smaller than these, and they have already started growing leaves. This don't have arms. Me and my friend joke because he's always purchasing bare root trees, and I'm like, why is she bald-headed? Why she ain't got no arms? So this is my first armless fruit tree, y'all. Welcome Miss Plum Beauty to the food forest. Yay! So I created some type of shade for my bench seating area. It's kind of low budget, but that's how I like it. And I also added the hanging baskets. I removed the morning glories that were here, right here, and I added red scarlet runner beans to line up. And they were not here at the beginning of last month, but look at them now. Look at how much they have grown in over a month. These 2 pots here with gardenia flower or gardenia trees were added to this area, along with other flowers that I created, well, that I planted in these pots to create. So that pot there was giving me some trouble. My beans were not growing, and I found out that I was planting non-compatible marigolds along with my beans. They're not compatible together, and so my beans were not growing. I removed the marigolds, planted sweet potatoes and red scarlet runner beans, and as you can see, this is finally starting to take off. Yay! I am going to probably plant callaloo in this bed. I forgot about how beans and marigolds don't go good together. So I planted the purple sugar snap peas, and I don't believe I'm gonna get anything good out of it. But I still have my tiger collards down there, and strawberries and Egyptian spinach and onions. So stuff is still growing over here. It's just I'm gonna revamp this bed once my callaloo starts taking off. So we have tomatoes still growing here, and I have harvested tomatoes from here. The sweet potato bed is looking real good, guys. It's looking real nice. This passion vine has really taken off. Like earlier this year in January, when I planted it next to this arch, no, it was February, my passion vine came up to here. It has grown at least 2 feet over the spring, and when the summer heats up, I'm constantly having to train this thing, guys. Like, I have to train it to trellis because it wants to reach out. But when the summer heats up, it's gonna really take off. I'm really waiting on the caterpillars, the butterfly caterpillars, to come and lay their eggs on it and eat the leaves. I know that sounds heartbreaking, don't it? But they'll grow back. I'm contributing to pollinators in my garden, and that's all I care about. The fruit is just a bonus. I do not spray for caterpillars. Let nature do what it's gonna do. This pot of jasmine was added to the garden because I want fragrance. And when I'm sitting here in the evenings, it smells so good. And when I'm on the hill looking at the plants and the wind is blowing, I can smell jasmine. So I revamped this bed, which had corn in it that was not doing well. Not doing well at all. And I planted these beautiful Dreamland zinnias, which have beautiful red, beautiful orange, and beautiful pink flowers. Isn't it gorgeous? One of my highlights and excitements of the month was my pecan tree waking up. It went dormant in the winter, and it was the only tree that managed to stay dormant. So all in all, the month of May, we've had a lot of growth, a lot of changes in the garden, and it's truly exciting. And oh, I added these African daisies down here. I deadheaded those, so I'm expecting new flowers soon, and I'm gonna start deadheading these. But when I went to the plant nursery, the flowers have stopped me in my tracks because they're absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, a lot has happened over the month of May, and I'm looking and expecting more to happen over the month of June. We're gonna be in the summertime, so in the summer things heat up in the garden. Pests heat up in the garden. So it's gonna be interesting to see how my garden reacts, and if I'm gonna have to apply shade. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to apply shade, especially in that new area up there. So the goal is to work on that area down the hill because I want to plant some ground cherries. I have bushing cucumber seed starts at the community garden that I'm going to plant over here in this area. And this is the wildflower and pollinator area, so I need to start working on this. All of that is milkweed. A lot of it is milkweed that all of my caterpillars have eaten, that I'm waiting for the leaves to grow back. And all of that is milkweed that I brought out here to get it acclimated to the sun so that it can start growing. I've had it since March, growing from a seed. So yeah, I'm really happy with the garden, guys. And that's pretty much it. And be safe out there, guys. The month of May was really interesting and stressful with COVID, and now the whole protest that's going on. So I'm praying for everybody's mental health. This year has really been a trying year, and gardening has helped me get through it. I don't think, with all the events that have happened, I don't think my garden would look like this, because I wouldn't need anything to channel my frustrations and energy into. But it seems like the more I got worked up about things, the harder I worked in the garden. And I believe that's why the garden has taken off over the past few months. It's because I let all my frustrations, anxieties, fears, and angers be released into my garden. So that is it, guys. This is my garden tour, and I thank you guys for joining me.